Hello and welcome back to Luline Storylog, where we uncover the real stories behind the music. Looking out the window tonight, it's just so peaceful.
It really is. It's one of those, rare nights where everything feels quiet.
It really does. And the story we have tonight, it fits this mood perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it comes from the journals of this artist, a musician, and he lives with his wife, who seems to see things a little differently. He says she has these, well, he calls them superpowers.
Superpowers. I love that. So we're not talking like flying or...
No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's her intuition, this scarily accurate sight.
Right.
So it starts with little things. They'll be watching TV, right? And she'll point to some random extra, someone no one knows, and she'll just say, that one. They're going to be a star.
And she's right.
Every single time. Months later, bam, they're famous.
Okay, but the story that really got me was the bike incident.
Oh, the bike incident, yes.
They're sitting in traffic, and this cyclist just goes past them, and she just points, that's him.
Just like that.
Yeah.
That's him. The guy who stole, $20 from their shop years ago?
But here's the thing. The husband realizes he was the one at the counter that day. She wasn't even there.
She wasn't even in the building. She just knew from the back of his head.
That is something else. It really is.
It almost feels supernatural, doesn't it? But then it gets a little spookier. So he plays guitar, and there was this one old song he just loved. He thought it was so soulful. His wife, though, she hated it, couldn't stand it.
So he starts playing it on one of those silent guitars,
Right.
just with headphones.
Exactly, to keep the peace. But he gets curious, He finally decides to Google the song,
Fair.
and his stomach just drops. The melody.
Yeah.
It was taken from the last words of a woman on her deathbed. She had been poisoned by her husband's lover.
Oh, wow. So she didn't know the story. She felt the poison in the music. She heard it.
It gives you a shiver. But just when you think she's some kind of mystic, you get the story about the stock program.
Oh, I love this part. Yes.
He spends weeks writing this code. He thinks he's a genius, 99% success rate.
And he shows it to her thinking, we're rich.
Right. And she doesn't know a thing about code.
Yeah.
But she looks at it and just starts laughing, like rolling on the floor laughing.
Then sure enough,
He checks the code. It was a bug, a simple bug.
her gut feeling was better than his algorithm.
Exactly. Which brings us to tonight's song. He's been experimenting with AI music recently. And he makes this track through the window. He thinks it's his masterpiece. He's literally moved to tears listening to it.
And his wife walks in, listens for a moment, and just says, it's a joke.
It's a joke. Just devastating. He storms out of the house.
But he comes back, and I think this is where the whole story turns. It stops being about superpowers.
It becomes about something else entirely.
Yeah, because he asks himself this question. If she can see everything so clearly, if her intuition is so perfect, then why did she choose me?
That's such a vulnerable thought. If she can spot a fake line of code, shouldn't she have spotted all his flaws from a mile away?
Exactly. So he decides her superpower must be a bust, a total fail, because she picked him.
But in the very same thought,
In the very same diary entry, he calls her his queen, his rhythm.
it's not that she's a prophet. It's that she's the beat that he trusts to bring him home.
It's so human.
And even though she called his song a joke, I think the feeling he put into it, that part is real. We should listen to it.
I completely agree. Let's hear what it sounds like to us.
Now, shall we go meet the song contained in this story?
Please subscribe and like.
My wife's eyes, wide, beautiful eyes. They flash like something's loading. Not magic exactly, more like she knows before the rest of us catch up. We're watching TV, she says it just like that. That one's gonna be a star. No drama, no pause, just a sentence tossed into the room. A few months later, same face, same voice, everywhere. Red light car stopped, a bike cuts through traffic, too fast, too clean, that's him. She says, not that guy, that's him, the one who ran off with $20. I get chills, the kind that crawl, not the kind that sparkle. I was the one behind the counter that day. Not her, but she knew him somehow from the back of his head. Goosebumps, chills, her vibrator, and still, she's my queen. I'm playing my guitar, an old piece, something centuries old. To me it's beautiful, heavy, full of breath and shadow. She's never like this one, so I play it quietly, almost to myself. Later curiosity gets the better of me. I look it up and my stomach drops. The melody belongs to a woman on her deathbed, poisoned, betrayed, whispering her last truth into the dark. I stop reading, I don't need the rest. How did she hear all of that in a few notes? I once built a stock prediction program. I believed in it, really believed. I told her we're gonna be rich. She laughed, hard enough to lose her balance, hard enough to sit on the floor. I didn't laugh, I checked the code again. There it was, a small mistake, quiet, fatal. She doesn't know how to code. She didn't need to. Lately I've been lost in AI music. Finished a track called Through the Window. I thought, this is it, this one will travel. I play it for her, I'm emotional, embarrassingly so. She walks past and says it's a joke, not cruel, not dismissive, just clear. My heart sinks because I already know. If she says it won't fly, it won't. Storm out, of course I do, and of course I come back, because those so-called superpowers, honestly, they miss plenty. I mean, if she really saw everything coming, how did she end up choosing me? You're my wife, my rhythm, the way the room settles when you sit down, the way my hands relax when they find yours without thinking. My queen, my swing, not magic, not prophecy, just the only beat I trust to bring me home.